Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today, I'm looking at Image Comics' Witchdoctor. This is the first issue of a 4-issue miniseries. This is $2.99. Came out in, I think, I'm going to say 2010. This comic, I absolutely loved this comic when it came out. So spoiler alert, I love this comic. And for those of you who may not know, I did a talk with Brian Bao, the creator of Wolf and Batsy from Alternate Comics the other day, and it was a lot of fun. And he started talking about monsters, and I started talking about monsters, and this brought this a short-lived unsung comic that I absolutely love. So let's look at this cover. Look at that freaky deaky cover. So the Brandon, Seifert and Lucas Kettner. I don't know. I could sing the praises of this comic all night long. To the point, I did something I don't normally do. I bought doubles of these and I gave copies away to my friend Jimmy, who's pretty much my original role-playing game partner. Jimmy and I have been playing role-playing games since like 4th grade, 5th grade. All right, so let's open this up and look at this wonderful comic. So over here we have the credits. Writing, Brandon Seifert. This guy, this was the first time I ever heard of him. I just saw this cover and I wanted to have this comic book. So Brandon Seifert, he's I think the creator along with Lucas Kettner. The colors, I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are excellent colors. Sina Grace, the editor, I don't really know Sina Grace, and I also don't know Karen Anderson, so I apologize. Special medical consulting. Okay, and then special things. Let's look at the indicia. 2011. What did I say? 2010? Okay, so I was off. All right, so let's look. It's a sick world, literally. The universe is a living thing, and the monsters of the legends are its parasites. What an amazing concept, and I'll talk about that later. Earth's immune system, humanity, has been at war with the supernatural for all of history. But to fight disease, you don't need soldiers, you need doctors. Doctors like Vincent Morrow, excommunicated from the medical community and headhunted into an exciting new career of the black arts. Morrow serves the world with both hands, one in magic, one in medicine. He's Earth's protector, Earth's witch doctor. It's a sick world. We're here to treat it. What an amazing concept. That monsters are just pathogens in this crazy Earth, this crazy universe, and humanity is here to protect the universe. We're like the white blood cells. I love this concept. High concept, wonderful. So look at this opening page over here. I'm gonna just come in close. Just moody, atmospheric. Arkham, Oregon. You know, you gotta have Arkham County. Just look at that bridge. That bridge. I don't know. I just love the artwork. I'm so glad I was reminded of this comic because I forgot all about it. See, we have the main characters. They're driving somewhere. Look at in the background. She's doing bandages, and so it's just windows are getting shattered. Look at this artwork. This is gonna be one of those videos where I just go, look at this, look at that, look at that, because I'm a fan. I'm an unabashed fan of comic books, and this is the kind of thing that makes you love comic books. Look at that panel again. Look at this. Look at that. So we got a possessed child, right? Well, there's a comic book about monsters. So let's and the super. It's more about the supernatural than I don't know. Is there a difference? I don't know. Maybe it's a distinction without differentiation. Let's get this party started. So the father's over here, and here he is. This is Eric Gast. Who is he? Wonderful technique. He's the newcomer. So he's a new doctor interning under Morrow, Dr. Morrow, the witch doctor. So as he represents the audience, he's being explained to, so as he's learning things, we're learning things. So look at the boys puking all over him. Typical. We've all seen The Exorcist. We've all seen Linda Blair. It's part of the American culture of the possessed throwing up, and enter the witch doctor. He opens up this bag, and here he is. This comic book is in remarkable shape because I think I read it in 2011 and bagged it and bought it right away. Dr. Vincent Morrow. I keep saying Victor. He's possessed. So let's do this the easy way and bring in our anesthesiologist. This is Penny Dreadful. This is his assistant. And look at this. The flesh just shreds off, and she's got these claws. Oh, and just look at this art. I go, look at this. I get embarrassed when I do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we found the perfect test subject. So here, everybody else walking in. So I always when I was giving copies to my friend Jimmy. I remember said, just picture if Dr. House was a remember that show with you, Laurie? Just imagine if House was an exorcist. But it's more than that. But that's just a good you know, what do they call that? An elevator pitch. So now they're talking to the father. They sedated the boy. They're talking to the look. Just reminds me of like an incarnation of Doctor Who. And he's talking to the father, and the father's like, "You're crazy. You know, my son's possessed. You're not a priest. We need to get a priest." You know, that's the, you know, like I said, it's possession and demon possession. That's part of like the American culture now, you know. So everybody knows what to do. And he's saying to him, "Your eyes are dilated. You got slammed against the wall. You need to go to the doctor, get a CAT scan." You know, he is a medical doctor, and he's treating his patient. He goes, "You've been slammed against the wall. You know, you need to get. You have a concussion, and I'll take care of your son." So Stonebridge Mental Hospital. So they take the kid to the mental hospital. You know, that was a priest who got slammed in, and he's saying a doctor's not going to help. So these are the actual parents now. Look at this. Again, look at this. I get embarrassed when I do that, so I want to try to stop. Excellent artwork. Excellent. And I like how it's daylight. It's daylight, but still gloomy, still creepy, you know. Going through this gothic castle is really the only way to describe it. And here we got a possessed monkey, you know. And just poor monkey. They're gonna put it in this the killing jar. So what is this? This is like some sort of chamber, and there's magic circles you see inside that he's gonna power up. So he's you know, scientific genius, medical genius, magical genius, you know. And here he is. He's sucking out the demon that they got out of the monk. You know, this is all a test run. They're gonna go and do this on the kid. He's explaining it to the parents that your kid's possessed. So here he is. He's, look at the demon. Look at this. Look how scary it is. He goes, because that's all it is. What's he call it? It's a phobophage. Don't be scared. That's what it eats, fear. So it makes itself, it puffs itself up kind of like a puffer fish to make itself look dangerous. It's not that dangerous. And he goes, and all you need is a scalpel. So he calls for scalpel, and he just cuts it with this ruby sword. And he's like, ta-da! So he's like, "You're crazy. I'm not letting you anywhere near our kids." And he's like, "Well, what did I do?" And Dr. Guest, the voice of reason, is trying to talk to the parents and console them. "Look, the monkey's fine. Look at the monkey. He's eating a little chocolate bar. Don't worry about it." You know, and they're like, okay. So now they're taking pictures of the kid's soul. And they're like, "Look, look at all this malignancies, and here the sigil of the demon is actually." I love that, how like demons have sigils and signals and stuff, and he explains it as it's their energy signature in the soul. I love everything about this comic book. And so now he's talking about how we're gonna heal him. He's putting him into like like Dr. Frankenstein looking MRI device, you know. And look at the what do they call that? That lens that the doctors wear to reflect the light. It's got an Illuminati light. It's just so freaking cool. You know, he's using alchemy and mad science to cure the kid. And look at this poor kid over here. You know, you feel bad for him. He's like, "We need a specialist, so we're gonna call in a specialist." And she's looking at. She has like a lot of mysterious powers that get explained later on. So I don't want to spoil it in case people read it. And yes, go and read this. I think this collected graphic novels or trade paperbacks of this. So she's looking at his soul, and she goes, "It's not a demon. It's not a demon." He's like, "What do you mean it's not a demon? We know it's a demon." Of course, like he goes, "A demon means one." And she has trouble with her speech. She's trying to say that there's more than one demon. It's demons. He's like, "What? It's demons?" So they're extracting, pulling out demon larvae, and that's what he says. I kind of skipped over it, but he says that demons are the larval stage of other creatures. So the parent demons kind of inject the larval demon spiritual etheric eggs into a host until they could survive long enough outside the body. And this one received a whole bunch of eggs. So he's talking. I just really love that explanation. So the demons, you know, they sense what's going on. They're coming out to attack, to defend themselves, like animals would, and they're going into combat mode. So he's like, "I need this. Go get that. Go get this." I'll save the boy. He's reaching for his umbrella, and this I love. So there's Penny Dreadful getting slammed into the wall by the power of the demons. He runs, and what does he do? He swats it with the umbrella and then opens this umbrella. And this, I will never forget this. It is just such a great high concept. The kid is saved. What is this? I'll just read it rather than explain it. It's called a Sedlak umbrella. Its frame is carved from angel shell, and the canopy is tanned demon membrane. And a circle of protection tattooed in the inside works great. What a concept. I love this. I love this. So underneath the umbrella, the kid is protected. So he gives the umbrella, and he's talking about how in 1971 there was the boy in the plastic bubble. If anybody remembers that movie, he says it was based on a real case, and he goes, this is what we got to do. So what's he do? They hire contractors, and they make a magic circle around the house with all these powered glyphs to keep the boy safe. And he says it's only a temporary situation. Don't worry, we'll cure you. You know, we don't know how many demons are inside you. But as long as you're inside, you're fine. Nobody could. No. And the reason why they picked this boy is because there was something wrong. He was born with a deficient soul, just like you or I say we're born with a deficient immune system, so we're susceptible to diseases. There's something wrong with the poor boy's soul, so he can't protect himself against demons. And he says that's what souls are. Souls are the immune system against spiritual attack. That's such a good concept. And he's actually happy now. What a jerk. He's like, this is exciting. I'm going to do this. He goes, I'm going to invent a soul transplant, a soul transfusion. Oh boy, I'm getting goosebumps. He doesn't have the bedside manner. That's what Dr. Geist is there for, to be the more humane one. And here's an article about written by Brandon Seifert about the history of the Witchdoctor, and here's some advertisements from other Image comics. 13 years ago, the Infinite. Oh God, I remember this. This was Robert Kirkman and Rob Liefeld. Robert Kirkman and Robert Liefeld, and it lasted 2 or 3 issues. Why? Because Robert Liefeld couldn't keep to a schedule. He totally bombed this comic. I blame Rob Liefeld. I never liked Rob Liefeld's art. I do like Rob Liefeld, but I don't. But anyway, we're talking about Witchdoctor. So, in one of the later issues, if I may give a minor spoil, that they're talking about Cthulhu and Yog-Sothoth and all of those wonderful Lovecraft beasts. And I love what he says. He says those are tumors in reality, in the universe, and they're antigens from outside the universe. They invade and then they grow and fester. He says they're like diseases, and that's what we have to do. We have to come up with these spells and rituals that are like penicillin. What a great concept. The next issue, I think they talk about vampires and werewolves. Every issue, they talk about the supernatural and monsters in a scientific way, in the fact that they're pathogens. Okay, it is such a great concept, and I don't know what happened. It was a 4-issue miniseries. Then I think there was a 1-shot, and then I think an ongoing series that I think only lasted like 6 or so issues. What a shame. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it wasn't selling well. I don't know if that's all that Brandon had in his mind. I don't know the background, the insight, but all I do know is it's a damn shame. And this is another thing that I don't normally say. I don't take it lightly. This should have been a movie. This should have been a TV series, a Netflix series. Oh my God, based on this, excellent. I think comic books are an end, not a means, but I think certain properties would just translate well into a TV show medium. And this, I love this concept. I really do. I point where I keep talking about how I play a role-playing game with my friend, Jimmy being one of my original characters. And my superhero world is a blend of superheroes, horror, and science fiction, and they even travel to other dimensions where it becomes a D&D campaign with wizards and bards and all that stuff. So I cover all bases because that's the beauty, to me, that's the beauty of a multiverse, is things are different, not 9,000 Spider-Mans. You go to the next world over. In my game, I really got to explain my game. But if you go over to the next universe, you're closer to chaos, which means you're closer to magic. If you go to the parallel universe on this side, you're closer to order, which means it's more scientific, less magic. And so we're right in the middle. So our planet is a perfect blend of magic and science. Over here is more magic. It's more science. It's more, D&D type. Over here would be more Gamma World. How is that for a deep cut? All right. I just got distracted by my own brain. But anyway, I don't know. I'm so happy these days. I've been talking to people on the line. I'm talking to guys from Alterna. I'm talking to another, setting up another talk for next week. So I'm as happy as a little child, and I'm giddy with excitement. So forgive me. But anyway, let's focus. 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 Breathe. Focus. Breathe. Okay, so we're back to Witchdoctor. One of my highest recommendations. However you could get it, get it. Okay? I'm giving you an order. By the power vested in me by YouTube and by my Superman Snuggie, I order you to get Witchdoctor. I have never done that before. Now, of course, I'm joking around. I'm just saying that this is one of my highest recommendations. You know, there's a few comics that I showcase. You get Josh Howard's T-Bird and Throttle. Get Brian Bowes, Wolf and Betsy. Get Brandon Seaford's Witchdoctor. I mean, I wouldn't steer you wrong. All three of those comics are you know, one of them superheroes, two of them are monsters, but they're all different. They all got a unique spin, and I can't think of a higher recommendation than this. I would love to find out what Brian Seaford, and I'm sure I'm saying his name is wrong. Seaford, Brandon Seaford. You see, I'm crazy and I say things wrong because I can't focus. I would love to find out what he's doing. I know he had another comic after this, and I don't want to say the title because I know I'm going to say the wrong title. I'll put in the community post when I find out what else he's done, and I'm going to try to research and see if he's doing anything, because I was really impressed with this comic. Okay, and there was another comic that was coming out around the same time called Nowhere Men. Now that I'm thinking about this era, that I also loved, and I think I'll be breaking that out too. Okay, so I could ramble on for another 80 minutes, but of course I need to stop. Focus, and see you guys tomorrow with another video. Please, if you can find something, and I'll be really curious about what your comments are on this one, because this is just wonderful. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.